Welcome to Stoic Mindset Women. There are moments in life that catch you so off guard, you feel as though the air has been stolen from your lungs, moments that live forever in the corner of your memory, replaying themselves in quiet hours. This is one of mine. It happened at the beach. And it came from the one person I thought I understood completely, my own son. Only, in that golden morning light, with the waves stretching endlessly toward the horizon, he showed me I didn't know everything about him after all. That day began the way so many perfect days do, quietly, without warning that it would matter. The sun was only beginning to rise, pulling itself slowly over the line where sea met sky. Its light was soft at first, a pale wash of gold that deepened with every passing minute, like someone was turning up the brightness of the world. The tide whispered against the shore in slow, rhythmic sighs, and far above us, gulls wheeled and called, their voices sharp against the muffled hush of early morning. The sand was still cool under my bare feet, that brief, magical moment before the sun warms it into a soft, shifting heat. Each step left a perfect impression, a footprint that the next wave might erase if it reached far enough. It was the first true vacation I'd taken with my son in years. Not a weekend where I brought my laptop and answered emails between sightseeing. Not a rushed visit to relatives where we fit in beach time between obligations. No, this was just for us. A rare, deliberate pause in a life that had been a constant churn of work deadlines, bills, and the unspoken strain of raising a teenager alone. I had imagined this trip to Clearwater Beach as a kind of quiet reset. Not just for him, but for me, too. Daniel is 17 now. 17. That strange age where a boy seems to hover in two worlds at once. No longer the little kid who used to race into my arms after soccer games, yet not quite the man he will someday become. Somewhere between middle school and now, he had stretched out into long limbs and broader shoulders. His face had sharpened, jawline more defined, eyes more guarded. And along with the physical changes came the silence. Our conversations at home had thinned out, like a river drying in the heat of summer. We spoke about homework. About what was for dinner. About whether he needed a ride somewhere. But the deeper things, the stories, the feelings, the random bits of nonsense that used to tumble out of him without effort, those were gone. Some nights, I'd hear him laughing from his room with friends over a headset, a sound I hadn't heard directed at me in years. I told myself it was normal. Teenagers grow distant. It's part of life. But in the quiet of my own thoughts, I wondered if I was losing him. Piece by piece. This trip, I promised myself, would be different. We arrived at the beach early, the world still painted in soft morning colors. I spread out our blanket while Daniel wandered toward the water, hands tucked in his hoodie pockets. He stood there for a long moment, just staring at the ocean. From where I sat, he looked like a statue, still and thoughtful, as if the horizon held some kind of answer only he could see. His posture had a weight to it, a heaviness that made me ache. I caught myself watching him the way you watch someone from far away, trying to guess what's running through their mind. Trying to bridge a distance you can't quite measure. Hey! I called, breaking the spell. Don't just stand there. Go enjoy yourself. He turned toward me and, for the briefest second, there it was, a smile. Not the polite, quick smile he gave strangers, but the small, familiar curve of his lips that used to appear 100 times a day when he was little. He jogged back toward me, the sand shifting under his feet. You packed the frisbee, right? I blinked, surprised. We hadn't played frisbee together since he was maybe 12. Back when a simple toss back and forth could fill an entire afternoon. Of course I did, I said, pulling it from the bag. And just like that, for the next 30 minutes, we were running across the sand, laughing when one of us missed, shouting warnings when the wind caught the disc and carried it off course. For a while, I forgot about all the years between then and now. I forgot about the silences, the careful exchanges. For a while, I had my son back. But joy has a strange way of shifting, doesn't it? One minute, it's all lightness and laughter. The next, there's a shadow. Daniel's smile faded. He stopped mid-step, eyes drifting down the beach. Then he turned back to me. "Mom," he said, his voice carrying something heavier now, "there's something I've been meaning to tell you. But it's kind of a lot." The words hit me like a sudden gust of wind, unbalancing, unexpected. In the space of 2 seconds, 100 scenarios flashed through my mind. Was he in trouble? Was it about school? Had something happened he'd been hiding? I forced my voice to stay steady. "Okay. You can tell me anything." He hesitated, glancing around at the other early morning beachgoers. "Not here. Can we walk?" I nodded. We left our things on the blanket and started strolling along the shoreline. The water rolled in beside us, breaking at our ankles in cool bursts. The air smelled faintly of salt and seaweed, sharp and alive. I could feel my pulse in my fingertips. Every step we took felt like it was leading towards something important. Something that could change how I saw my son forever. The shoreline stretched endlessly ahead of us, curving out of sight as if inviting us to step beyond what we already knew. Daniel walked beside me, his hands still in his pockets, eyes fixed on the horizon. I studied his profile, the sharp angle of his jaw, the way the wind ruffled his hair into uneven strands, the faint crease between his brows that seemed too old for 17. I wanted to ask him outright what was on his mind. But I didn't. One thing life, and stoicism, has taught me is that you can't force a truth into the open before it's ready. People, especially those you love, need the space to bring it to you on their own terms. So I kept walking. The waves curled toward us in gentle swells, collapsing into soft foam at our feet. The sound was constant, a slow, steady rhythm that seemed to sync with my breathing. Around us, the morning crowd had grown slightly. Joggers passed, earbuds in, oblivious to the quiet drama playing out between us. A little boy chased a kite up the beach, his father trailing behind with a patient smile. I glanced at Daniel again. There was a part of me, the mother part, that wanted to protect him from whatever weight he was carrying. And then there was another part, the stoic part, that knew I couldn't protect him from everything. Life is full of burdens we must carry ourselves. Sometimes love means walking beside someone, not carrying them. After a few minutes, Daniel slowed to a stop. He turned toward the water, staring out at the horizon like it might help him find the words. I waited. Finally, he spoke, slowly, carefully. "I've been keeping something from you." The words hit hard. My mind immediately leapt to every possibility, some dark, some trivial, all mixed together in a tangle of worry. "It's not bad," he added quickly. "But, it's big. And I didn't know how to tell you without freaking you out." I searched his face for clues, but all I saw was a strange mixture of nervousness and something else. "Anticipation, maybe?" "Daniel," I said softly, "just tell me." He drew in a deep breath. "I've been saving up money from my part-time job," he said. "Because I wanted to do something for you. Something you've always wanted." My steps faltered. "What do you mean?" That's when I saw it, a smile. A real smile. The kind that lights up the whole face, the kind I hadn't seen in years. "I booked us a surprise," he said. "After we leave the beach today, we're going on a sunset sailing trip. Just you and me. I know you've always wanted to do it, but you never spend money on yourself." For a moment, I didn't speak. I couldn't. It felt like the air had been knocked from my chest. This was the same teenager who spent most of his time behind a closed bedroom door. The same boy who rolled his eyes at family outings. And here he was, telling me he'd been quietly planning something just for me. "Daniel." I don't even know what to say. My voice cracked. I could feel tears threatening. "Just say yes," he replied softly. "You've done everything for me since Dad left. You've worked so hard. I wanted to give you something back." We stood there in the wet sand, the waves curling around our feet, the sky beginning to brighten into a deeper gold. And in that moment, something shifted. I realized the distance I'd been feeling wasn't a wall at all. It was a bridge in progress. One he'd just taken the first step toward crossing.